That there's another film in the XXX franchise shows me that if Hollywood hasn't yet reached the bottom of the barrel, then it's not got long to go. Because how else do you explain making a sequel to a film that was released in 2005, made a mere $87 million on a budget of $71 million? Throw in the fact this will also mark the first film produced by Revolution Studios in 9 years since 2007's The Waterhorse, Legend of the Deep, and you might see why I'm struggling to understand this movie's existence. But before we review that which is yet to be, let us cast our eye over that which was. The first film in this franchise, imaginatively titled XXX, was nothing more than an attempt to reclaim the spy genre from that pesky tuxedo-wearing Brit. It seems laughable now, but at the time, this film was released the same year as Die Another Day, a film so bad it almost killed James Bond once and for all. It was a strong possibility. And the film wasn't subtle, not about this or anything else. Literally, in the first scene, a tuxedo-wearing spy is executed, and the film carries on from there with barely a pause for breath. The trouble is, from that point on, the film follows the James Bond formula beat for beat. If they'd made it more over the top, it could have actually been a pretty solid parody. I mean, I will give the film this, it does have lots of lovely practical stunts. Everything from avalanches to motocross stunts to car chases. Sadly though, this dedication to practical effects cost the life of stunt player Harry O'Connor when he hits a pillar of the Palacky Bridge in Prague, parasailing during one of the film's action sequences. The accident occurred during the second take of the stunt, and O'Connor's first attempt was completed without incident and can be seen in the completed film. Unfortunately, what goodwill the film generates with its practical effects and casting of Samuel L. Jackson as a one-eyed man leading a team to help save the world turns lukewarm with the reveal of Vin Diesel as what a group of middle-aged executives think a man who rebels against the system acts like, and then starts to turn negative when people start talking. It then falls apart completely when the villain reveals his master plan with about 15 major plot holes. Who knew anarchists followed their leader without question and at all times? But at the end of the day, XXX is a pretty harmless, if nothing else, film. If you're in a 12-year-old hasn't been out for a while, there are worse films out there, like, say, the sequel, XXX State of the Union. Now this did not star Vin Diesel because he was busy making that comedic classic The Pacifier, and director Rob Cohen was busy making Stealth. Therefore, the studio brought in Die Another Day director Lee Tamahori and rapper/actor Ice Cube, who was at the time attempting to become an action star. The franchise also changed direction as well. Where XXX was a Bond rip-off parody, this is just a complete and utter mess. I mean, the plot could work. Jackson, back playing not Nick Fury, recruits former Special Ops soldier Darius Stone to stop Stone's former commander from overthrowing the US government. Simple enough, lots of scope for stealth and action scenes. Hell, they even managed to get William Dafoe on board. Although this was one of his non-acting films, he mostly seems to be ensuring he keeps up with his 5 sets a day diet. Where the original felt like it was written by a 12-year-old who thought adults only communicated in one-liners, this film feels like it was written by a horny 13-year-old who has mistaken racism for comedy. I mean, the writing here is below Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen. Also, Lee Tamahori's taste for using bad CGI instead of something as quaint as a practical effect is here given free range. It's everywhere and awful. Worse, whenever a practical effect does somehow manage to sneak in, it's poorly placed, edited with several very obvious stunt doubles in place of Mr. Cube, who spends the entire film verging on the spherical. Similarly, where the plot holes in XXX are endemic to the whole genre, bad guys who can't shoot straight, so on and so forth, here there are just massive, incredible plot holes that even my 18-year-old self could see. Oh, and it desperately sequel baited at the end. XXX State of the Union is a fire movie, not to be seen under any circumstances unless you're the nostalgia critic looking for new material. But with Vin Diesel's star riding high on the back of the Fast and Furious / Riddick franchises, and despite the mediocre response to the blasphemous Point Break remake, someone has decided to resurrect the franchise because we need a film that's been in development hell since 2006, being released against Underworld, my god, not another one, in the dead zone of January. Still, at least Samuel L. Jackson is in it. I'm Daniel, this is a What on Earth. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe.